So one of the most important things you can ever do in your life is human recognition, recognizing the most dangerous people and the best people. One day when you choose business partners, when you choose someone to marry, it will have incredibly important consequences if you can choose and identify right or wrong. Look what the Bible says here. He who walks with the wise will become wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. It does not say you might be destroyed. It says you will be destroyed. It shocks me what parents allow their children to do. The friends parents allow their children to hang out with. Praying and asking God to protect your children while you allow them to hang around people that are blatantly sinful, love sinning, like sinning, and want to sin. Not fighting sin, not fighting the fight of trying to be pure, but liking and wanting to sin. This will have a dire effect on your children. The Bible does not say, let your children hang around with sinful friends and pray so that they may be protected. It says a companion of fools will be destroyed. You must pray, but you must also do the other parts of the Bible, which instructs you as a parent to keep your child away from the wrong friends. Listen to this researcher, what he says about the effect of the wrong friends on young people. Keep away from them. Find the best, most Christian friends you can. I have not allowed him to speak fully on what these girls did in this, looks like a student house, but obviously it involved, it seems, alcohol misuse, substance misuse, and sexual misuse. So who cares about the details? What is very interesting is if you hang around the wrong friends, you are going down over time. Flee from them.
I'm not easily shocked, but what you're about to listen to shocked me. It's a description of a bunch of girls who would keep track of the men that they'd had sex with on this big communal notice board in the middle of their house. And each boy would have a rating and some other stuff. Just listen.
Some girls do it. Like
really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
House of Girls. They had like a little tally thing, and like they had like a big notice board in their living room of like all the people that they'd all slept with and like did a rating. But like then they had a party and they didn't take it down, and like there's these poor guys just names on the wall in front of everyone. Like I was just like, that's
oh wow,
so embarrassing.
That's crazy.
And just because they're girls, they kind of ish got away with it. Like no one really kicked up a fuss. But if the shoe was on the other foot, everyone would be up in arms.
When I was editing that footage and I heard her say that, I was stunned. I was thinking, I haven't heard this properly. So I went back and I listened to it again. If I had a daughter and I found out that she was engaging in this kind of activity, I would be heartbroken. But how did this happen? How did it come to be that there was this large group of women who were all engaging in this shameless behavior? To understand it, and the way that I make sense of it, is through the psychological phenomenon where everybody sinks to the lowest common denominator. This idea of the lowest common denominator was expressed so well by explaining the results of this sociological study. What they did was they took a bunch of well-behaving children and mixed them with some at-risk kids who were engaging in really bad behavior, and they sent them all away to a summer camp where they got lots of adult attention, lots of fun, nourishing activities. Now, what they predicted would happen was that being around the good kids, the sort of badly behaved kids, would become better. You know, the positive attributes of some of them would rub off on the others. They actually found the complete opposite was the case. What happened was that the negative attributes rubbed off on the positive kids. So even though they were in a nice environment that was constructed specifically to make them improve their behavior, they actually found that on the whole, everybody got way worse, as the whole group sunk to the level of the lowest common denominator. It ultimately didn't matter that they were out in nature, having a good time, engaging in these structured and designed activities. None of that could overcome the environmental influence of being around really bad kids who would influence the behavior of others, you know, give tips and strategies on how to do bad stuff. So I imagine in this situation, there's this nice girl and she becomes roommates with all these shameless, promiscuous women. So what's more likely? Is it that she's going to be a positive influence on them and raise the moral standards of the whole house? Not that likely. What's more likely is that they're going to be a corrupting influence on her. She's going to want to get along with her roommates. She's going to want to be non-judgmental, to be socially accepted. The easiest way for her to do that is to engage in the very same types of behavior. And so she joins in on this notice board. We understand from psychology that women are extremely social, and whether or not people like them, whether they're part of the group, contributes massively to that sense of safety. The danger is that unless you are vigilant and actively discerning what is ethical behavior and what isn't, then you are extremely susceptible to outside influence. And outside influence is almost exclusively negative.
The Bible talks about the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. If your friends are more interested in sexual immorality, filthy language, depravity, drinking, and sin, then they are in the most eternally beautiful aspects of Christianity. You are in dire strait. The Bible was given to us thousands of years ago. And what is absolutely shocking is that generation after generation has to fall into the same sins that before their eyes does destroy generation after generation, with alcohol misuse, substance misuse, divorces, sexual immoralities, bankrupting people's souls by the time they're 60, 70, or 80, with a whole string of bad memories and destroyed lives with the people around them. Get the best friends, get the best business partners, marry the best person you can marry.